Hey memers and streamers, Crucible is about two things, not getting your ass kicked and kicking the other guy's ass. The best way to be the one kicking some ass is to make sure that you're well within your gun's effective range. But the question is, how do you judge this quickly and accurately in a fraction of a second in a game while you're under pressure? While I was doing my own testing, I noticed that there's a shortcut with many weapons to instantly tell if you're actually within range, and that's what I'm going to share with you here today. I have never seen this information anywhere else before, so it is definitely worth your time to pay attention. If you're not within range, you're going to struggle to hit your shots, and even if you do hit every shot, damage falls off rapidly with some weapons, and you're just begging to get domed by somebody that's got something with more range. So let's dive in and learn how some weapons are stupidly simple to tell if you're within range. Let's go! If there's one thing in common with all my best Crucible kills, it's that the enemy was within the proper range for the weapon. In the Crucible and Destiny 2, most weapons have a range where damage values they stay fairly constant, but then at a certain point, that damage starts falling off. Past a certain distance though, if you're still lucky enough to hit a shot, the damage stops dropping off and then stays at that same low level out to as far as I could actually test, possibly even out to infinity. Now you might be tempted to just keep shooting when you're way out of range like this, but here's why this is a bad idea. If your damage per bullet is half, and you're so far away that you're only hitting half your shots, that means that it's going to take you 4 times as long to get your kill. If your shots devolve from headshots to body shots, the situation is even worse. If someone's using a much higher range gun than you are, and you're far enough away that your damage has started to drop off significantly, you are doomed before you start. So there is a strong motivation to make sure that you are within your weapon's effective range. After a bit of testing, it turns out that there's a quick way with lots of different weapons that you can use to judge if you're within your optimal range. I'll use the Vigilant Swing here to give you an example. Let's have a look at this screenshot of the Vigilant Swing. This is a screenshot from my recent testing. This screenshot here was taken at a point where damage just starts to fall off. If you shoot from this range or any closer, you will get full or very nearly full damage with every shot. Notice that in this example, I'm aiming for a headshot. You'll also notice that if you look at the enemy player's feet, they are just touching the tip of the button at the end of the barrel. Put another way, if you aim for a headshot and you don't see any ground in that area, right at that little button at the bottom there, you are guaranteed to get full damage. Now, not every weapon ornament and scope variation follows this rule, but many of them do. I've even tested various other weapons, like various SMGs and auto rifles, and they often follow this rule as well. In some cases, you can use the bottom ring of the scope to judge. In others, you can use various parts of the weapon reticle itself. In this example, I'm at the range where the Herod C auto rifle just starts to have damage fall off. And in this example here, this is the Callus mini tool about 5 meters past the point where damage just starts to fall off. Even in this example, you'll notice that the other player's feet would be just about or actually touching the very bottom of the scope. And if you could do me a favor, if this information is new to you, maybe help me out by giving this video a thumbs up so that YouTube will show it to other people so that other people can find it too. And if you want to build your skill even further, remember to subscribe and hit the bell. Helping you grow your PvP skill is literally the only reason that I started this channel. Now getting back to the task at hand, it's important to know that some scopes and ornaments will change the weapon so that this rule doesn't hold, and some weapons don't hold to this rule at all. Looking at this Vigilant Swing ornament called the Vigil for Saint 14, the scope looks like this. Compare this to the original ornament or the Book of the Dead ornament that I typically use, and you'll notice that the button on the barrel that you can use to judge the distance is gone. The view is less obstructed, but let's be honest here. Do you really need to see the dirt under people's feet if you're just putting bullets in their head? I know I certainly don't. I am just here to win. This is the sort of details that you should be keeping an eye out for in the game. Having the skills to play at a higher level of gameplay isn't just something that you're born with. High-level playing skills are built out of multiple smaller details. Good aim, good judgment, good planning, good positioning. And like this video shows, good information about the mechanics of the game itself. So the next time that you're in-game, start paying attention to this kind of stuff, and maybe even go into some private matches and do some testing of your own favorite weapons. Pay attention to how big people are when damage just starts to roll off, and try to keep people at this sort of distance or closer. If you can manage to do this, you'll be optimizing your time to kill, and optimizing your time to kill will go a long ways towards helping you optimize your own performance. And that'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. GG's and 7 threes.